Now, young Muslims in the United States are concerned about widespread anti-Muslim rhetorics and call to ban other Muslims from entering the United States. In a VOA-sponsored panel in Washington Tuesday, 4 young Muslims spoke of the challenges they face living in America. Here is VOA's Latika Hoke.
An estimated 3.3 million Muslims live in the United States, about 1% of the total population. That number is expected to double in the next 3 to 4 decades, and by the year 2040, Muslims are projected to become the second largest religious group in the United States. Young Muslims point out that they are not a homogeneous group. St. Louis resident Oya Rose Aktas says her mother is an American Christian and her father is a Turkish Muslim.
Oftentimes people try to split it into moderate Muslims and conservative Muslims, but there's a lot of diversity past that. And I think that that's one of the nuances that gets lost in discussions about Islam in the U.S.
Sometimes young Muslims have more than one identity that defines them.
It definitely is a struggle, not only being a Muslim, not only being a Muslim American, being Somali, being black, being young. There's a lot of identities that you have to reconcile. It's not easy, but luckily I was born into it, and this has been a lifelong process for me. Whereas when you immigrate, like my parents, for example, you have to shift and learn to change from being the majority to being a minority.
The panelists complained that crimes perpetrated by Muslims get disproportionately high media coverage.
I feel like whenever a Muslim does something like that, it's all over the media. There's so much attention to it. But if a Westerner does the same thing, I don't think it has the same impact.
Iraqi-born Othman Al-Talib said the ratio of crimes committed by U.S. Muslims is low compared to other groups. He said young people are more likely to get radicalized if they spend most of their time alone before the computer.
So I definitely think the message for us should be, let's get our youth out, bring them to the mosques, bring them to Muslim events and organizations, and let them interact with other people.
The new generation of U.S. Muslims also is frustrated by the widespread talk of Islamic radicalization and wants more focus on encouraging young people to express their hopes and plans for the future. Zlatica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.